Welcome back once again to Capital Cares TV on Capital TV. I am Adepa, Safo, your host, and I would like to introduce my guest to you once again. I have with me here Mr. J.N. Howe, the Head of Business Development and Corporate Affairs of the Capital Line Investments Group and the proud author of Customer Romance. We also have here with us Mr. Marcus Kennedy Kate, the Head of Projects, Programs and Events of Capital TV. Now, before we went for the break, I announced that we would watch a number of videos. Stay with me while we watch the videos together. We'll be right back.
Capital Line Investments Group has commenced the construction of a road to link Malam to Agape in Accra. In an interview with Capital TV News, the chairman of the group, Benjamin Otu, noted that as an entrepreneur and a resident, he owed it a duty to contribute his quota to the development of his community. The Malam to Agape road stretches from Malam Junction through such towns as Gbawe, Agape, Obeyeye in Accra, and also has an alternative route that lead to Kumasi. The chairman of Capital Line Investment Group, Benjamin Otu, explained that the construction of the road by CLG Ghana is part of the group's social responsibility to society.
The local chiefs in the area and people that the community looks up to for leadership came to us to ask us or to plead with us to support them in this area, because commuting to certain parts of the areas is a problem to them because of the nature of the roads. In the evening, some unscrupulous people also move into the community and snatch people's bags and stab people and the rest. So I said, okay, I'll get equipment down and do it as a social responsibility project for us.
The engineer overseeing the project is Adem Akakbo.
Yeah, you know, with CLG Ghana Limited, we always work with a faster or speed, rate. So approximately 2 or 3 weeks, we should hand over the site to the people living in Agape community.
As aspiring assembly member for Agape, Malvin Kwabna Bunsen commended Mr. Benjamin Otu for the initiative and his immense contribution towards the development of the community. Meanwhile, the Zongo chief of the Agape community, Saliki Abdulaziz, is pleading with the government to intervene in addressing numerous problems bedeviling the Agape township. He spoke in an interview with Capital TV News. The successful completion of the Ablekuma Agape Road will help curb the menace of armed robbery and petty theft in the community. As part of the activities organized for the second edition of the National Sanitation Day, Capital TV and members of the Capital Line Investments Group engaged in a massive cleanup exercise at the Christ the King of Kings School and some parts of the shores of Jamestown in Accra. The chairman of the group, Mr. Benjamin Otu, explained to Capital TV the reason for their participation.
The team is here for a corporate social responsibility program that we are trying to do a cleanup at one of the basic schools here that is underprivileged. So that brought us here, and when we came, we can't only do the school, realize that there are refuse just around the beach and it doesn't improve tourism. So we decided to add it together and see how best we can do a proper cleanup, and subsequently we'll come back and educate the people as to what good sanitation is all about.
The head of business development and corporate affairs of the group, Mr. J.N. Howe, also explained briefly the philosophy of the station.
At the initiation of this whole Capital TV and Capital Line Multimedia agenda, we started with something in mind, something we call TV for development. Along the way, you realize that what TV stations have been doing is more or less just reporting news. But for Capital Line Multimedia and for us at Capital TV, we thought, no, we'll take it a step further. So not only would we report news, negative as it might be, but we would also go ahead and do something about it. So this day is just one of the many days where Capital Line Multimedia is prosecuting the agenda of TV for development.
A resident of the community expressed her frustration over the constant defacing of the shores. Also present for the exercise were Mr. Andrew Paddy Jr., Acting General Manager of Capital TV, Mrs. Lisbeth Sika, Branch Manager of NIB Dansoman, Mr. Marcus Kate, Projects and Events Coordinator of Capital TV, and members of Capital Line Investments Group. Emmanuel Lashi, a physically challenged man who has looked beyond his disability to help others, is the founder of Christ the King of Kings School. The school, situated behind the Jamestown Lighthouse, caters for the educational needs of the deprived children in that community. Many times, disabled persons are only seen begging for alms by the roadside. Hardly would you see such a selfless act from one so deprived. Emmanuel Lashi, in spite of his challenge, decided to contribute his quota to his society by helping these children become responsible members of the society.
When I came, I saw the children here walking up and down, doing nothing. If you ask them, why you don't go to say, my mother don't have money to send me to school. So I said, who? If that is the case, I will contact the... So I have a feeling how the children are walking about without school. I have a feeling that if I establish a school here for them, it will help them so that in future they also become a good citizen in the country.
Parents are charged 2 Ghana cedis a day for enrolling their children in the school.
As a TV station, we shouldn't just be set up to make money. Money should actually come in as a result of we going out to do good in the society. Many times people see TV stations as just a platform to broadcast themselves. But Capital TV has a different mindset. We are operating on what we call the TV for development. So the TV station is actually in to cause a developmental change, to engage in developmental partners, and how to also help prosecute the government's development agenda. That is what Capital
Cares is a platform for all the CSR activities that are going to come from Capital TV, from the Capital Line Investment Group, and from other interested individuals and organizations who have an interest to solve some problems within society. This is a part of the Development TV agenda.
The Reading Heroes campaign is a project being embarked upon by the Corporate Social Responsibility Wing of Capital TV to help pupils, students, and the youth in general to develop interest in reading. The move is to challenge the cliché that if one wants to hide something from the black man, he should hide it in a book. Reading Heroes hopes to reach as many schools and colleges as possible. The matriarch for the Reading Heroes campaign, Reverend Dr. Joyce Ayi, who was also the chairperson, encouraged parents and guardians to inculcate the habit of reading so that their children can also emulate.
I know those of us here may not own 1 million CDs. We all remember the story of the feeding of the 5,000. Do we? We do remember the feeding of the 5,000. It wasn't how much people had, but what power was in the hands of the one who received what was available. And that really is the thing. We do not have much, but little can be much when it is used well.
Popular high life music legend Ben Bracco, who is one of the heroes for the Capital Cares Reading Heroes campaign, pledged his full support to the initiative and offered some words of advice to the public.
The thing about this program is that a lot of people of other cultures have said that if you want to hide anything from black people, you put them in books, because they can't read, they don't read, and they don't want to read. And I think that is, as much as that is, not real, it's still an indication of the fact that we as a people have had to learn another language in order to read. And therein lies the difficulty. But I think that this is a laudable effort by the Capital Group, and I'm endorsing it to the hilt, because I think that the more we read, the more we learn, the more we open our minds, and hopefully the better we become.
Distinguished poet and playwright Chief Momin, who graced the occasion, delivered an outstanding poem encouraging children to read so they can conquer the world.
Yes, we read and opened our minds. We read and sparked our imaginations. We read to feed our souls and inspire us to conquer the world. And so as I stand here today, my mom's words keep on echoing in my mind. Junior, read and conquer the world. Let us support children across the country to read so that they can also conquer their world.
This Bishop Takia Boy of Victory Bible Church International endorsing Capital Cares Reading Heroes campaign. I want you to know that reading makes you a potential leader, because every reader becomes great. Therefore, I want to encourage every young person out there and everybody there that learn to read. Be a great reader. That is why you must be part of Capital Cares Reading Heroes campaign. Because when you read, you polish your mind. When you read, you are borrowing other great ideas to add up to your idea, and that makes you great. So I want to encourage you. Be part of this great Capital Cares Reading Heroes campaign, so that you also, through reading, can become a hero. God bless you.
Hi. We've heard lots of times when other cultures have made derogatory remarks about blacks and Africans, claiming that if you want to hide something from them, you put it in books. And this really is a reflection of the fact that it is known that we do not read enough. And therefore, it's incumbent on us to learn or to cultivate the habit of reading as much as we can. My name is Ben Bracco, and I support the Capital Cares Reading Heroes campaign.
My name is Dr. Joyce Ayi, and I strongly support the Capital Cares Reading Heroes campaign. I'm a product of reading, and I encourage everyone to read.
Hi, my name is Pauline Odro, a musician, an actress, presenter, a judge, and I love to work with the youth. And I want to tell everybody out there, especially the youth of today, please, let's support the Capital Cares Reading Heroes campaign. All right, so please, let's all endorse this and make it happen. All the children should learn to read and have available to go to the libraries anytime. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Ras Mubarak. Reading enlightens children. It takes them places. And if we really want our children to become great adults, let's encourage them to read. I support the Capital Cares Reading Heroes campaign.
My name is Franklin Kujo. I support the Capital Cares Reading Heroes campaign. I think reading is an important part of every man. Indeed, reading maketh a man. And any man who reads to children is indeed a hero. And on this note, I, as representing Imani Center for Policy and Education, an institution that believes in reading, indeed support the Capital Cares Reading Heroes campaign, and we should be reading to children every day.
Readers are leaders. Join me and my fellow heroes as we inspire our children to read more. My name is Ochiame Kwame, and I support the Capital Cares Reading Heroes campaign.
Hi, good day. My name is George Anda. I believe that reading is very important for kids and for the entire family. I support reading. I support kids going to the libraries. I support kids getting into the habit of research and acquiring knowledge through community libraries. I 100% support the Capital Cares Reading Heroes program.
Hello people. My name is Manifest. I'm Dodo. Some people call me Kwame Omet, and I am an avid reader. I have been reading every day for many years. Everywhere I read on the plane, I read on the bus, on the train, everywhere. Why? Because it's a weapon. It's an amazing tool to be able to empower you in everything you want to do. I have a curious mind. You need a curious mind to go through life so that you can be able to do anything. How do you satisfy a curious mind? You read. Read the things that you are passionate about. Reading is powerful. It is something that is an incomparable weapon in this world. So my message to you, read. It's for your own good. My name is Manifest, and I approve, I endorse the Capital Cares Reading Heroes campaign. I'm Dodo. Peace.
Well, the mind is like a parachute. It only functions when it's open. And reading is one of the habits or a way of opening your mind. There's a saying that if you don't read a week, your mind becomes dull. So reading is a habit that everyone should try and inculcate. If you like reading, it opens your mind. And one thing of the mind is that the mind has memory. The mind has faculty. Whatever you put into your mind, it will stay in there. So reading actually is a habit that everybody must try and inculcate. Read everything readable. Read everything that will help and shape your life. Read anything that will be beneficial to your life. I, Abeku Santana, I support the Capital Cares Reading Heroes campaign, and I want everybody to support the Capital Cares Reading Heroes campaign.
Yeah, man, this is Graham Morgan of Morgan Heritage, endorsing Capital Cares Heroes campaign. Much love, and keep reading. All of the children all over Ghana, keep reading. Education is the key.
Welcome back. This is Adepa Safo, and you're still on Capital Cares TV on Capital TV. You saw a number of videos. Now, the one that I want us to stress more and talk more about right now is the Reading Heroes campaign. You saw a number of people talking. Somebody said the mind is like a parachute. The more you read, the more it expands. Another said that education is the key. Keep on reading. Those people you heard speaking are our heroes, the Reading Heroes campaign. I won't say much. I would like our Head of Corporate Affairs, Mr. J.N. Haum, to tell us more about the origin of the Reading Heroes campaign.
Thank you very much. The Reading Heroes campaign, like I said at the media launch, was birthed out of some natural coincidences, if I could put it that way. It happened one lunchtime. It's quite an interesting story. When 3 of the executives of this place, myself included, and Marcos himself, the programs manager, and then our good friend and marketing manager, Mr. Adepa Jr., we had stepped out. That day, for some reason, we all decided to step out for lunch, which we would normally not have done. We would have bought food and brought it in. But we stepped out, and we really didn't feel like eating anything else apart from fried yam. And so, yes, executives eat fried yam. There's nothing wrong with that. Absolutely. So we went to stand by the fried yam seller, and then whilst we were waiting for the food to be ready, I think I just turned my head and saw a building which had a tag of a library on it. But it didn't look like the library that I used to, know. So I told Marcus that, is this a library? It looks like a library. Is it functioning as a library? But before I could finish talking, he had started walking towards the place to verify. So we all followed him in. And when we entered, it was actually a library, and people were actually in it. But the state of the library was so bad that we became restless. And like we keep saying, and I, at the risk of sounding like I'm belaboring this point, I would still want to insist. Because by nature, we are a group of young men who naturally want to make a change. When we entered and saw the condition of the library, it was as if it was planned, but it wasn't. We had no doubt in our mind that we were not going to leave it the same. We were not going to leave the situation the same. So we came back, and I remember running after you, the news folks, and asking, why haven't you done a report on this library? It's just down the road. And so that conversation that started, and Marcus said it from the beginning, that when we see problems, we don't just report on it, but we report on it with a view to make a change, which is what TV for Development, the concept that birthed the whole Capital TV is about. TV for Development. We want to develop our society, the communities we find ourselves in. So when we saw the library and saw the kids, some sitting on the ground, and the sparsity of the books in it, we were like, okay, folks, let's do something about it. So that was why we went back on the drawing board and cooked up the Capital TV Reading Heroes campaign. Basically, that's a story. So it was yam and fish that birthed Capital TV.
Don't forget the atomo.
Fried yam, fried potatoes, and fish. That was the birth of the Reading Heroes campaign.
And Pepe. I'm going to go to Marcus, but before I do, I would like to announce that we have our phone lines on the screen. You can join in, you can call. I have a number of text messages, but I will go to them when we are about to end the program. So you can call in with your views and your comments.
And your contributions.
And your contributions. Thank you. Our phone lines are on the screen. We are waiting to hear from you. Now, Marcus, how do you hope, or how do you see this project? How do you think that it's going to benefit the children?
I think that this project is going to guarantee this nation.
But, I'm sorry, before that, before you say that, I want you to tell us what the project is about. Now we know the history of the project. What is the Reading Heroes campaign?
Well, it's about encouraging young people to read more and to develop their habits. So that's the core idea behind the whole project.
Okay.
And as I was saying before, what it would do eventually is to guarantee this nation a more intelligent future. A future that's significantly more open-minded, more on point, more problem-solving oriented, more assertive towards solving problems within society. That kind of future is what we believe we can achieve by getting more young people to read more.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're not doing a lot of that at the moment. I think that if you spoke to most senior citizens, they would tell you that their days and the reading culture in their days and that of today is not the same. We seem to have gone down. So Reading Heroes will fix that, and by fixing that, we'll have a different future from what we have now.
Okay. So, I in the video, we also saw a number of people in there.
Yeah.
What are they supposed to be doing?
These are the heroes, and what they'll be doing primarily is to go to the various schools, and we will be taking them there, obviously, and they are going to be reading to these children, after which they're going to now explain to them how reading has helped them and why it's important for them to develop the habit of reading. So the heroes really are the ones, because they're public figures. Young people know them, they identify with them, they would listen to them, they want to be like them anyway, and reading will be the way. They'll be telling them that reading is the way to achieve.
Great. I have a number of text messages. I have this first one coming from Junior. And Junior is saying, "Thank you. Great program. Keep it up." Thank you, Junior. We have another one coming from Ben Okreku. Okay, he's saying that you have fine gentlemen on the set, and I love the discussion. I would love to contribute.
Did you say his name is Ben?
Yeah, Ben Okreku.
Okay.
I'm assuming it's Benjamin, not Bernard. Okay, we have another one too coming from Amma from Tema. And Amma is saying, okay, Amma, the text is not so clear, but I think Amma is saying, how do I get to come on this show? I want to ask Marcus. Amma's question, how does she come on the show?
Well, you just call our front desk. Basically, the person she needs to be speaking to is the producer of this show. Okay. So maybe if she leaves a number behind, we'll have somebody contact her so that we can see what we can do from there.
Okay. She's also asking, how is it that we chose Jamestown and not any other school?
Yeah, like Marcus explained, it was Jamestown because that was where the physically challenged gentleman had the school. So if you went behind the Jamestown Lighthouse, you would see an old abandoned warehouse. It is inside that warehouse that the school is. So it was just by default that after cleaning the school, the beach was just there. So it wasn't like we had planned to choose Jamestown, but that was where the school was. So it was just by default.
Okay, now I have the schedule for the reading session here for the Reading Heroes campaign. The reading sessions, or the reading Heroes itself, when the hero starts visiting the schools to talk to the children, is going to start on 2nd May. Ideally, it should have started on 1st May, since the arrangement from the team is that every reading session is going to take place on a Wednesday. But unfortunately, Wednesday is going to be 1st May, and it's going to be a holiday. So the first reading session is taking place on 2nd May at St. Martin's Preparatory at Choco. And our first reading hero is going to be our one and only chairman, Mr. Benjamin Komi Otu. And the second reading session is going to be on the 8th of May at Abosokai JHS, and our hero for that school is going to be Mr. Ben Braco, Uncle Ben. And then on the 15th, we go to Hannah School Complex, and our hero for that school is going to be Manifest, one of our very good and great rappers in the country. Now, from then on, we go to 2nd May, and our school is going to be Jack and Jill, and our hero for that school is going to be Mr. George Anda, the CEO of Radar Solutions. We're going to fill you in on the schedules that will be coming up. Stay with us. We promise you that with this Reading Heroes campaign, we're going to make sure that our children develop a higher interest in reading. And we all know that reading is it's the foundation that every child needs to be a great leader, a great person. My father always used to tell me, 2 things you need in life when it comes to education. You know how to calculate and you know how to read. If you have these 2 things, nobody will be able to cheat you. You'll be able to go anywhere in this world. That is why Capital TV and Capital Line Investments Group has taken up this huge project because like Mr. Helms said, by nature, we always want to make a difference. I want to say thank you to my guests for today, Mr. J.N. Helm, the Head of Business Development and Corporate Affairs of Capital Line Investments Group, and I won't stop saying, the proud author of Customer Romance, and our Head of Projects, Programs and Events, Capital TV. Thank you, gentlemen, for joining me today.
Thank
you. To you lovely people out there, I want to say thank you for staying with us. Thank you to Dr. Ken Kwaku for the huge contribution he made towards Wilfred's treatment. And I don't want to forget, the account number is on our screen. NIB Dansoman Branch. You can send your donations to that account number. And you can send your pledges to the text line and the WhatsApp line we provided on, so that we can come to you. You don't have to come to us. You just show us where you are. We'll come to you for the money. We are actually going around with our bowls, taking collections. Trick or treat. But in this case, we're not taking any tricks. We're taking treats, which is the money for the kid. We need that money to help Wilfred get back on his feet so he can play the football that he says he loves so much. Thank you for staying with us. And as always, I'm Adepa Safo. I'll see you here, God willing, next week. Stay blessed. Bye-bye.